All right, y'all, so I am going to be doing my second trimester update super late. um let's see. I feel like this video won't be as long, hopefully, just because I feel like all the juicy details of like finding out and just new emotions was in the last video. So second trimester is a little bit more straightforward. I honestly had to go back though and like look at my app where it like tracks stuff and tells you symptoms and updates on baby's growth, because I'm already like towards the end of my third right now, and I should have definitely done this right like once my second trimester ended so that everything's really fresh. But right now I feel like everything's just blended together, but that's okay. So just a quick, I guess, explanation. Second trimester is supposed to be 14 weeks through 27 weeks. So for me, that was June 21st through September 26th. So for me, symptoms that I had was like round ligament pain. So at least for me, it was more towards the bottom, and it just feels like cramps, like light cramps. And it's just, you know, everything, your belly stretching in there, making room for baby. So that was like kind of a new thing I experienced in the second trimester. More movement for sure. I was pretty worried because obviously you go on freaking Google and Google everything. And you know, it lets you know around what time or what week you kind of start to feel more movement. And I feel like for me it took a while, and obviously being the first child, I didn't really know like, oh, was that my stomach growling or was that baby? And I think it's pretty like noticeable. Like I know what my stomach feels like when it growls, and yeah, I feel like the flutters are just different. So a lot of little like just funny movements, quick movements happened. So baby started to move more. I still had some like aversions to foods or like smells, but it wasn't as strong as the first trimester. Noodles still gross me out. I'm actually at the point where I'm not grossed out by just looking at them, and even the smell doesn't bother me anymore. I haven't been brave enough to try them, but like they don't gross me out, so I feel like I might soon. We'll see. Your energy, well, my energy definitely got more normal in this time period. Like I feel like this is when I should have gone hard working out, and I did not. Because I like, you're a little bigger, but the energy's just there. It was there for me, and I just felt like, okay, I can do like way more things, and compared to like the exhaustion that I experienced like at the beginning. Let's see. Okay, I still have this actually, but this started in my second trimester. So like, I guess on this side, I don't know if I'm leaning back enough, but so it's my top left like abdomen area, you know, basically right under my boob, you know, right under my chest. It's so weird. I get like, it's not numbness, but it kind of feels like it, like, and it's just that one spot. I'd be like, okay, like getting it all across or getting it sometimes on this side or this side, but no, it's only on my left side. And I mean, more so now, like I've experienced more itchiness and stuff, but it's it's a little annoying. But it's like bearable, but you feel it more, or I felt it more like when I'm laying down and stuff, especially on my left side. And they say that's the better side to lay on just for like circulation for baby and me, like blood circulation. So I'm like, well, what the heck? Then why is it annoying on that side? But yeah, that's like a little weird thing. And I didn't include like the main thing that's been like pelvic pain. And I'm pretty sure this started at least towards the end of my second trimester and then getting into the third. But I don't know if pelvic is the right word, but straight up is just like my groin area, right? So that area, it feels like, but it feels like bone, like it's like bone that hurts. So I say my pelvic area because that's, your pelvis is like bones, right? I don't know, but oh my gosh, rolling from one side to the other, like when you're laying down, like trying to get comfortable, every time, like that transition, that pain there, oh, it's totally bearable. But like if you've never experienced it before, like it's like, oh, what the heck is this? And then if you've been laying down and you get out of bed, which obviously would happen throughout the night, at least a few times, going to the restroom and stuff, I would feel it. So, and I still feel it to this day, but maybe it, I don't know if it's better or if I'm just used to it at this point. Cause now I'm just like, just breathe through it and it's fine. And I started going to the chiropractor, which I feel like it helps. But I mean, I think it's just your body changing and baby probably putting more pressure down there and stuff. But it is very, probably the most noticeable thing that has like bugged me or caused me discomfort, because I've had like a pretty comfortable pregnancy for sure. And then I would say like my mood was definitely more chill throughout like the second trimester. I'm for sure had my days, but much more like, okay, we're making progress, everything's good. So I'll go into like feelings now since I'm already kind of there. So my emotions were much better, much more stable, especially because, you know, deep into the second trimester, you're just getting closer to the end. So a few things though that I did get super nervous about, you know, you get exams. So I had my second ultrasound, and that one, they kind of show you baby's face a little bit more, like, not the, I guess it's 3D. But then, yeah, they just do the basic, like trying to measure and stuff. And oh, it wasn't bad either, but I guess the way she was positioned, I don't know what the lady's position is that does the x-rays, but she kept poking to try to get her to move, and she wouldn't, and she was poking in the same spot, and I was like, ugh. And then, you know, they kind of stopped, gave me water, try to get her to move more, and she was not budging. And then she had like her fist to her face, like so we have the pictures, but it's not like a clear like frontal image, I guess. And then her little fist is just like, she was like, no. So I was like, but I was, you know, nervous going into the ultrasound, because I'm just like, I don't want to hear bad news, obviously. But everything was fine. She looked okay, so that was good. And then the other thing I was freaking out about was my glucose test, because I mean, we've been eating out way more. So I was just like, man, like, I don't want them to, well, I didn't want to be on medication or like them put me on anything. And what's it called? Yeah, I just, because if you get like gestational diabetes, they'll give you an opportunity to regulate that with like your diet and stuff. And like, that's fine, I could totally do that. But I didn't want to give them a reason to like be monitoring me more or have more like interference maybe during delivery and stuff, you know? So I was really worried about that because I already deal with the PCOS and like some type of insulin resistance. So I was like, oh, I was so nervous. And I mean, luckily the drink wasn't bad. I've heard it was really gross in the past, but it was like a little bottle and it's like diluted thick Sprite. That's basically what it was, and I was able to finish it really quickly. And then I was there waiting for, I think it was an hour. I'm pretty sure it was an hour. But what I did is I was like one of the first ones there. So in the little waiting room, it was empty. It was just me. So right after I took it, I had a book and I was reading a book. So I was just pacing back and forth. Like I was just walking because they say it helps. And in general, like if you have PCOS and stuff too, like to go for walks or move right after you eat, just so that your body breaks everything down properly and, you know, it doesn't bother you, I guess, or affect your body negatively. And typically I don't do that. Like at home, obviously we're eating and then we're gonna friggin' sit down and watch TV, which is not good, but it's, you know, usually what we do. But I was like, oh, like, let me just walk. And also like I didn't want to be still. So I was able to do that for like a good maybe 15-20 minutes until the next person showed up. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit down because I'm not gonna like bother them or anything. But that came out good. So I mean, I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Like I was so nervous about that too. But you know, those things came back good. So I think like everything's been okay. You know, I've had like my moments too during the 3rd trimester, but we'll save that for that video. But that's basically it. I would say 2nd trimester was good to me. More changes and growth, but not that much. At least like, you know, physically, but just getting more excited, and I feel like that was the most stable part of pregnancy so far. So I don't know if you can relate or you experience similar things. Let me know. Thanks for watching me ramble again, and yeah, that's it. Bye.